Hi everyone, Stepan here. I'm gonna play another training game, and I have to apologize in advance for any bird noises, people noises, any other noises. I'm not at home. I'm gonna play the London because I feel like playing the London, and I don't want to play my, well, repertoire for the upcoming tournament. As you know, I have a tournament coming up in 2 weeks, so I've been preparing a lot of new theoretical lines, and I don't want to play them in training games. Okay, I'm expecting bishop f5. I think bishop f5 is the best move here. e6 would give white a small edge. And against bishop f5, I am gonna go for my regular knight f3. I don't want to do anything weird. On queen b6, on bishop f5, knight f3, queen b6, I may go for knight h4. Although, yeah, let's think about it when it happens. I've been wasting too much time in the opening in the last two training games. And in the first one I played 2 days ago, I actually didn't take a pawn, which I could have taken. So the only move I had to spend time on, I didn't spend time on. Why doesn't he play bishop f5? I don't know. I mean, other moves are possible. Queen b6 immediately. Now, my knight is already on d2, so on queen b3, c4, queen c2, bishop f5 I can take. On g6 I can go e4. So I'm gonna go queen b3. I'm expecting c4, queen c2, g6. This is a line I've played many times before. And the problem with g6 is that I can get in e4, where he doesn't have a good way to respond. So now g6, e4. If that's taken, then I have knight c4. Well, if it isn't taken, then I can go e5. I faced taking and okay. I faced taking and I faced e6 actually in one tournament game. Okay, now knight takes, bishop f5, I have f3. Knight takes, pawn takes, I have bishop c4. Okay, I'm just gonna take this. I'm expecting bishop f5. Okay, he takes. That's weird. Now I'm gonna have to be kind of careful. On bishop c4, bishop f5, I have bishop e3. Are there any tricks with e5? I'm trying to remember this line. I haven't played it in a while. Okay, I'm just gonna take on c4. I was trying to figure out if there are any tricks with e5 and then knight b4 or something like that, or knight d4, but I don't think so. I'm not worried about f5, him trying to save the pawn. I'm slightly worried about bishop g7 and an eventual... Okay, now bishop e3. And on queen c7, which I think is the best move, I need to be careful about knight d4 and knight b4. Okay, he did play queen c7. Now, on knight e5, I would have to go bishop e2 to guard the d3 square. So, if I go knight e2 here, knight e5, bishop b3, knight d3 check, I cannot allow that. So I probably have to go bishop b3 to prevent knight b4, as well as knight e5. And if he plays knight a5, I just go knight e2 and castle and play it without my light squared bishop. So I'll go bishop b3, defending my queen, so not allowing knight takes or knight here or here. I'm allowing knight a5, but I may be able to go bishop a4 even in that position to save the bishop pair, where he would have to go knight back to c6. Ooh, and then I actually have d5, so he doesn't have knight a5. So if knight a5, bishop a4 check, he would have to go king d8, because on knight c6 I have d5. Yeah, and I think white should have an advantage here. The doubled e-pawns are useful, but I have knight e2, knight g3 coming up, and is he threatening e5? I don't think so. So knight e2 castles, then he does have knight a5. But I think I have to go knight e2 nevertheless. I need to see if I have any bishop f7 ideas, but I don't think they work. So I'm trying to decide if I should castle or should I go knight g3 immediately. If knight g3, then rook c8, and he will be threatening knight d4 or knight b4 actually, where I have to go queen d1. And am I really threatening knight takes f5? G takes f5. The G file is semi-open. But is that a big deal? And if I castle, he goes e5. If d5, then bishop e5 with pressure on h2. Knight g3, he can just take that, and I'm not threatening to take on f5. So on castles e5, d5 could be good. The knight has to go to a5 probably. Then I could consider yeah, I don't really want to give up this bishop. I'm afraid of e5 on castles. But it is a passed pawn. So I'm gonna castle. If e5, I think I'm gonna play d5. e5, d5, knight a5, rook a d1. Let's say queen d6. I mean, if knight a5, I'm not really too concerned about losing my bishop pair, because he doesn't have an easy way to activate his own bishop. I still think he should go e5. That's his only pawn break. Maybe I could have gone d5 immediately, but that would give up the e5 square to the knight. So I didn't really want to do that before he plays e5. Okay, so threatening knight b4. Can I even allow that? By playing rook a to d1. Rook a d1, knight b4, queen b1. Knight d3 is annoying. So I cannot allow that. So I should probably go queen d2. Guarding the dark squares and supporting d5. So queen d2, e5, d5, knight a5, can I go d6 immediately? Yeah, queen d2 supports d6, so I'm gonna go queen d2. I don't want to allow this knight into d3, which I also have to be worried about if he goes rook fd8, because then he will be threatening knight e5 into d3. Okay, who wants to grab the bishop pair? I don't think I should allow that, so I'm gonna go... Ah, okay, he has knight c4. Moron. So I'm giving up the bishop pair. Okay, yeah, I did not see this. So I think I might as well trade off both bishops. Trade off the dark squared bishop while I have the chance. if he's gonna get the bishop pair, I would like to get rid of it as soon as possible. So I'm thinking bishop h6, knight b3, a b3, bishop h6, queen h6, or bishop h6, rook fd8, bishop g7, king g7. Okay, I want to get rid of the dark squared bishop. And if he doesn't do anything now, I could save my light squared bishop, perhaps, with something like bishop d5. Does he have e3? No. I'm expecting knight b3. I don't know which minor piece is better, the light squared bishop on f5 or my knight. I would like to say my knight, especially since I will have queen e3, knight g3 later. So I'm gonna try to win the e4 pawn before playing f3. If I don't manage to attack it well enough. Aha, okay, so he wants to go queen c4, and then he's on my knight. So if he inserts bishop h6, I'm gonna take on f7. Okay, so he didn't want to open up the a file, which is smart. So now I have to take on g7. And I think I have to blockade with queen e3. So queen e3, if he plays queen d3, I'm gonna go knight g3. But I could go knight g3 straight away. Knight g3, queen d3, knight f5, gf5, queen g5 check, wins the f5 pawn, but opens up the g file. And if I go queen e3, queen d3, knight g3, queen e3, knight f5, gf5, fe3 on the f5 pawn, but he has king f6. So knight g3 straight away seems better, I think. Does he have e5? No, because I take on f5. Yeah, the e-pawn is weak. That's the weakness of this variation for white. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to win that pawn. So if he plays something like, let's say queen b5 on my b2 pawn and saving the bishop, then I have rook fe1 and queen e2. Okay, so I don't think I want to take on f5 opening up the g file. I want to win the e4 pawn, so I'm going to go rook fe1. And I'm going to go rook fe1 quickly, because I don't want to waste time. I didn't want to go queen g5 because of f6. And even though I was threatening e7 and f5 twice, f6 evicts my queen, and had I gone knight f5 first, g5, queen g5, then he has rook g8. And that's scary. So I don't want to open up the g file unless I have to. I'm gonna try to win the e4 pawn. And I want to keep all my stuff on the dark squares for as long as he has the light squared bishop. And I want to keep the g-file closed. I'm ahead on the clock, which is good. I'm usually down on the clock at this point. I don't see a way for him to save the pawn. I don't think there is a way to save the pawn. Because if he goes queen d3, I'm gonna go queen e2. And... or I'm gonna simply go rook a d1, where I'm threatening to take on f5 and take on d3, or take on d3 first and then take on f5. The g-file doesn't worry me if the queens are off the board. If he goes queen e6, I'm gonna go queen e2. Queen e2 again if he goes queen c6 or queen d5. Three minutes up on the clock. Yeah, on queen d3 I can actually take it. E d3, knight f5, g f5, and rook a d1 seems good enough, I don't think. Or even rook e7, and then picking up the d3 pawn. But I will have to be careful about my back rank. My knight is guarding e2, so if he goes rook e8, rook e8, rook e8, he doesn't have rook e2 because knight e2, and he doesn't really have rook e1 check because of knight f1, so I could pick up the d3 pawn immediately in theory. If he plays something like d2, I can go rook d2, and on rook e1, check knight f1, followed by g3, king g2 should be winning for me. I would also love to open up the dark squares, this diagonal toward his king. Okay, now on queen e2, what does he do? I don't see a way to defend, so I'm just gonna go queen e2. e5 takes, rook e8, knight e4, rook e5. He should probably go e5. Maybe I shouldn't rush with knight e4. I mean, the pawn isn't going anywhere. Yeah, okay, e5. So on queen e5, he goes rook e8. But on knight e4, rook e8, I have knight f6. So on knight e4, e takes d4. I may have rook ad1, but then he has queen a2. Okay, I'm just gonna take on e5. Okay. Now on knight e4, rook e8, I can simply go knight g3. I think that's good enough. Knight takes e4, rook e8, knight g3, defends everything. If he moves his queen away, I could even take on e8. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna take it. I don't see why not. It's gonna be two rooks versus queen if he doesn't take, because I'm really planning to. Oh, okay. He avoids that. That may be smart. So now if I threaten knight f5 and queen f6 with queen f3, I think he's in trouble. So queen f3 seems very good for me. Am I blundering anything? I don't think so. So I'm threatening knight f5, and if he moves the bishop away, I have queen f6 check, followed by knight e4, knight g5. I'm also on the b7 pawn if the queen ever moves. And if bishop e6, I could consider queen f6, rook e6. But I prefer queen f6 check, king g8, knight e4. Oh, I need to plug in my laptop. Sorry about this, give me a second. I'm gonna run out of battery. Okay. I'm gonna have to move my laptop a bit. Sorry about this. I don't know if you guys can see anything anymore, but my battery was about to die. I'm gonna have to play like this. Let me just see if everything is still okay. I'm also running out of time. Wow. Yeah, and my cable didn't go as far as the table I was sitting at. Wait, my mouse is over here. Okay, let's go queen f6 check. And then let's go knight e4, I think. Or yeah, I like knight e4. Sorry about the cable again. I'm obviously down on the clock now, and I cannot concentrate anymore. I forgot that my laptop wasn't plugged in. I'm also preventing rook c5 this way. Wait, what does queen c7 do? Defense f7, okay. I think I want to double my rooks, so I'm gonna go rook e2. And if bishop f5, I have queen h4 on rook e6. Yeah. If bishop c4, I have rook e3. So maybe I should have played rook e3 straight away. Maybe this was just a blunder. Maybe I should have played rook e3 instead of rook e2. I shouldn't have gotten on the light squares. Yeah. Okay, now if I double and he plays rook e6, I have queen h4. Okay, so I double, rook e6, queen h4 works. I feel like I need some luft for my pieces. So h3 may be good now. He is threatening to take and go rook d1 mate. But h3 doesn't work because there's a queen there on c7. So I'm gonna go queen h4 straight away. Queen h4, bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, rook d2 seems okay. Does he have g5? No, because it's check. I take with check. Okay, I definitely want to prevent rook d2, so I'm just gonna go queen e2 quickly. And now I need some luft. It's very hard to play like this. However, there's nothing I can do now. I have a minute on the clock. Okay. I wanted to guard the d1 square and put pressure on f7. Now on king g2 he has rook d2. So I'm gonna have to guard the d2 square again. Ah, I've just given up the d1 square. Idiot. At least I have king g2. And he doesn't have a check on the light squares. If he declines the queen trade, I'm pretty sure that's a much better queen endgame for me. I need to stay on the light square diagonal. I cannot allow any checks. And now I need to get my rook to f3 to threaten the f7 pawn. But then he has queen e2. Can I go rook d7 here? No, he has queen e2 or queen e1. No, I can take the rook then. Maybe I do have rook d7. Rook d7. Yeah, I'm gonna go rook d7. I need to keep guard of the light square diagonal again, and I need to guard the f2 square. So if he moves the queen, I'm going queen b7, preventing queen e1 or queen e2 because of rook f7. Okay. Yeah, that's the problem. And I cannot go f3. So I think I have to go rook back to d2. I don't think I have a choice. Maybe next I can try queen a8. And try to get all the way down to the back rank. So if he moves the queen away from attacking f2, I will go rook d8. Okay, let's gain some space on the queen side. Move quickly. Yeah, he's not gonna blunder, so I'm gonna go queen d5. I need to relieve the pressure on f2. Oh, I'm not afraid of rook endgames, they are much better for me. And again, if he moves the queen away, I have rook d3, rook f3, which is my end goal, putting pressure on f7. In conjunction with queen d4, that could be very scary. So if he plays something like queen c8, yeah, I have queen d4, and now it's not easy for him to attack to defend the rook. Do I go queen d5 here? I think I should go queen d5. If I go king h2, he has queen f3. On queen d5, he has queen takes a4. But I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna give the pawn back and okay. And what do I do now? Now he goes into an endgame. Yeah, now it is a draw. Yeah, I messed it up. I'm counting on the d5 square for my rook. If rook d6, do I go f4 or take? Yeah. If f4 he can take and go b6, b5, sorry. So I'm hoping that this opposition is going to give me an advantage. But I'm not sure. It's king c6, king e5, king c5, king f6, king b4, king g6. Not good enough. King e5, king c5, king f6, king b4, king g6, king b3. I'm actually losing that. Yeah, I cannot go king e5. So I'm gonna have to go king d3. Yeah, this is now a draw. Yeah, it's just a draw. He cannot push because I'm gonna be a square closer, and he will have a very hard time drawing that endgame. So let's just stick to the opposition. Okay, I have some time on the clock now if he decides to do something different. Though I don't think he should. Yeah, it's just a draw. I mean, these are the only moves that we could play. I'm just gonna claim a draw. This is a draw. Ugh, I probably had some winning chances there. Again, sorry about this video and sorry about how I'm playing, but let's have a look at the game. Okay, so queen c2, g6, e4, knight e4, knight e4, d4, bishop c4. Yeah, bishop e3. I also had queen b3. Yeah, that's true. Ah, why didn't I play queen b3? Okay, now this is all normal. Let's turn on the engine. Okay, so bishop g7, knight e2, castles, castles. Okay, this is all fine. Knight g3. Okay, rook a d1. But what if queen takes? Okay, now d5 is good. Knight e4, knight g3. Yeah, and yeah, I was better. Queen f6 check. Knight e4 is the blunder. Ah, I needed to prepare knight e4 with queen g5 to give my knight the f6 square. Stupid. Ah. Yeah, just moving my queen away. I should have just moved my queen away. Man. Yeah, okay, it was at this point that I had to plug in my laptop, and yeah, I just lost my entire advantage. Yeah, this is, even though I'm a pawn up, it should be very close to equal, and it is equal. Okay, rook e4 with the idea of rook f4 is interesting. You know me when playing in time trouble. Okay, rook takes was a winning endgame. How is this a winning endgame? b3. I assumed that queen endgames were a draw with this many pawns on the board, and if I had to keep guard of this diagonal, then okay. I'm gonna analyze this game in detail by myself. Rook d7, correct. Yeah, queen b7 was the mistake. I should have played queen d5 here. Yeah. Putting pressure on f7, but keeping my pawn. I was afraid of, if I move my king to h2, I was afraid of queen f3. And I didn't want to allow queen f3, but apparently there's nothing there, because the rook is pinned. This seemed very scary to me. But okay, I gave up the pawn. Yeah, now it's a draw. And if I go to e5, I lose because black is much quicker. So I had to go to d3, keeping the opposition. Of course, king c3 loses the opposition, so I lose. So king d3 is the only way to draw. I need to keep the opposition at all times, and neither of us had any better ideas. So the game ended in a draw. Okay, I'm sorry that I forgot to plug in my laptop. I mean, it was at a crucial time. Maybe I would have spotted that vacating the f6 square for my knight gives me a huge attack. This way I didn't. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked the game. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye bye.